What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers went on a 4-game losing streak, and there was a lot of like, oh, Lakers are in trouble. They're going to fall to the play-in. Oh, they're going to be a 6 seed at best. And I kept trying to relay and get across that, like, hey, Lakers will weather the storm. Let's wait and see. Sucks that they lost 4 straight. First time this season. They've had several 3-game losing streaks. They've had a 3-game losing streak almost every month this year. But I understand the frustration. I understand the reactions. But one of the things that I was trying to get across is like, let's see how the second set of back-to-backs go against the Suns and the Spurs. The only game that really hurt was like the Brooklyn game, because it's like that was the game that you should have won, right? And you didn't. All the other games you kind of justify, right? But I said if they could go 3-3 during this like 6-game stretch, the 6 games and 8 nights, then to me that would have been a win. Right. And I figured, hey, if they can win the Suns and they can win the Spurs game, then the ship will be right. They'll be 2-2, and then just split one of those games against the Nuggets and the Bucks. Ideally, you'll win the Nuggets game because that's a team you're trying to chase. That's a team you're trying to meet in the standings. And then I'd love to still beat the Bucks, but if you lose to the Bucks, it's fine. It's understandable. It's justifiable, right? That was kind of my sentiment going into this stretch. Lakers were going to struggle in this stretch regardless. Why? Because it's 6 games and 8 nights. Right? LeBron was probably not going to play every one of these games. Luka was probably not going to play every one of these games. Right? No matter what, they probably weren't going to overexert themselves because, again, health over seeding is so important, particularly for this team. Right? I would love to get the 2 seed. Right, but it's a metric. It's a vanity metric, right? If the Lakers win and they're the 5th seed or something, no one's going to care. No one's going to be like, oh, well, but the Lakers, they finished as the 5th seed. Like, no one's going to care, right? The only way the Lakers are going to win is if LeBron and Luka are the best versions of themselves and healthy, right? If they're not, we're probably not winning anything. But the idea is that Luka and LeBron are so good and so transcending, and then you add in a guy like Reeves who is got back to looking like Reeves from a couple seasons ago. We made the conference finals, and you have guys like Goodwin and Dorian Finney-Smith and Jared Vanderbilt and Jackson Hayes and all these guys, Gabe Vincent, all stepping up, hitting their stride at the right time. LeBron, take your time, get back and get healthy. Rui, take your time, get back and get healthy. Let's make our last late season push, right? Hopefully, like I said, if the Lakers can at least just finish top 4 seed. Again, I don't think it's the end of the world if they were to fall into the 5th seed, but the reason I want a top 4 seed is so you at least have home court through the first round of the playoffs, make your last push, get into the 4 seed, and then let's gear up, have momentum going into the playoffs. Let's go try to win an NBA championship. That's the goal. That's the idea. And the Lakers have done and weathered the storm. Right? Rui is expected to be back at some time this week. It'd be great if he could be back for the Denver game. We could really use him for the Denver game, even if he is, because you got to keep in mind, he's missed, 9 games now, I think. He's a guy that, it's probably going to take him a little while to get his legs back under him, particularly shooting the basketball. But just his size and his strength and his ability to hold his own against a Jokic, right, would go a long way so we can kind of run different defensive actions against Jokic. Could be very beneficial. Obviously, of course, Denver decided to rest Jokic and Jamal Murray, right? Why? Because it's the Warriors. When you play the Lakers, guess what? It's game 7 of the playoffs. It's game 7 of the NBA Finals every time you play the Lakers. So, of course, they sit and rest against the Thunder or the Warriors, which, of course, the Warriors blow. Right? Warriors end up choking that game at home. They don't have their 2 stars and you still lose, which is why I don't believe the Warriors are a contender, right? Don't get me wrong. Any team that goes, 13-1 or 12-1 before that game deserves credit. They did a really good job. But again, it's in context that matters, right? Talk about it all the time. Context is important. And it's one thing when the best teams you're playing are the New York Knicks, who can't beat anybody good, and the Detroit Pistons, who have been good, don't get me wrong, but when those are the 2 best teams you've played during that stretch, it's kind of hard to be like, okay, yeah, this team is one of the 3 best teams or 5 best teams in the league. No, and as soon as they played a team that is a contender, who didn't have their 2 best stars, and you're at home, and you get smacked basically start to finish, I can't really take it too serious, right? Bad games happen, bad losses happen, things like that. But this was a good opportunity to kind of be like, no, we're still here, doing our thing. You're desperate for a win. I know a lot of people. I saw in the live stream, the post game stream, people were even saying, it's good that the Warriors lost, so that way we keep some separation. To be honest, I wasn't worried about the Warriors catching us in the standings. It's just me personally. I think the Lakers will win enough games to stay ahead. It would have been nice because we would have gotten a full game on the Nuggets. And then if we beat the Nuggets, another full game. So then that gives us 2 full games. Now Lakers are kind of in the thick of it, right? And now they're tied on the series and all that stuff. So it would have been nice if the Lakers would have been able to pull that off. But nonetheless, right, we're here. We're 2-2 on the 6-game stretch, right? Yeah, ended up losing. Tough stretch. It happens. Like I said, the only game that I was concerned with was the Brooklyn Nets game. It's like, I know you're missing half your roster and stuff, but you got to win that game, right? And then the Denver game was a bit of a heartbreak, only not because we lost, right? Like, you kind of expected that, but because we had a chance to win and we arguably should have won that game, and Jamal Murray again hit a game winner. It's like that guy every time that guy just beats us, and it's so frustrating. He doesn't play like that against anybody else, but he plays the Lakers and he's prime Michael Jordan. It is the craziest thing I've ever seen. But this is why I wanted to be patient. This is why when people are like, Tyler, you need to be more critical and stuff like that, I was like, can we wait and see? Lakers would have lost both of these games. We might have had a very different conversation, right? But I wanted to wait and see. Yeah, you lost to the Bucks. You lost to the Nuggets on the road. It's a tough matchup. You're missing half your roster, right? Now you get Hayes back, get Dorian Finney-Smith back, Luka plays in one of those. Everything changes. Right. And it's like, okay, can we wait and can we just pause the brakes here for a moment? Right. And let's just, again, context matters. Context is important. How things are kind of shaping up are important. I understand, we want to get a top seed and all that stuff. I'd like to be a top 4 seed, but I don't want to see LeBron rush back so we can get the 3 seed. I don't care about that. I care about winning championships. Right. Would you rather be the 5th seed and win a chip or be the 3 seed and lose in the second round because LeBron and, Luka are on one leg? No, I'd rather have the chip, right? Now, obviously, there's tougher roads, stuff like that, but matchups are very important. And Lakers being on the right side of the bracket, being like the 4 seed might not be that bad for them, especially if the Nuggets end up finishing the 2 seed because they'd be on the other side of that bracket and stuff. So, we'll see. See how it all plays out. Obviously, time will tell. But, anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Mixed in the middle? Do you think the Lakers are right in the ship? Back in business? How do you feel? Love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.